As the coronavirus killed more than 200,000 Americans, President Trump pretended that it was no big deal. But then it landed him in the hospital on supplemental oxygen, pumped full of steroids and a cocktail of aggressive medications, grimacing while he breathed with obvious effort as he arrived home at the White House last night. That no big deal of a coronavirus showed that the White House and its inadequate precautions were just an opportunity waiting to be seized. But the president, supported by helicopter transport and the best medicine that your taxpayer dollars can buy, is still unencumbered by science or fact. And now he's trying to sell his infection as the sacrifice of a true leader.
As your leader, I had to do that. I knew there's danger to it, but I had to do it. I stood out front. I led. Nobody that's a leader would not do what I did. And I know there's a risk, there's a danger, but that's okay. And now I'm better, and maybe I'm immune. I don't know.
Leading people off a cliff is technically leading, but it's also stupid and deadly. So where did he come up with this brilliant argument?
This is like when the general gets wounded by the invisible enemy, goes and gets patched up, and then gets right back to the front line.
Except Trump hasn't assumed the risk that he is demanding Americans take. He's not fighting on your battlefield. To put this into terms that he would understand, he's doing what we refer to in golf as sandbagging. He's evening the odds against the game, and he's lying. He's surrounding himself by people who get rapid coronavirus tests before they get to see him, and yet he's still got it. He's not personally willing to take on the risk of sitting in a classroom full of fifth graders or in a factory side by side with coworkers or behind the cash register at a grocery store. He's not standing in a crowded bar or the buffet line at a restaurant. He stood far away from the crowds that he wanted gathered so that he could absorb their adulation as they stood chock-a-block, talking and shouting and breathing all over one another. He's mocked masks, which the CDC calls the key weapon that we have to fight the virus. The president's behavior was an open door to the virus, a red carpet that he rolled out, and the virus walked right in. So the strategy now is cast his likely self-inflicted infection as a strength and downplay COVID's lethality, as he did just this morning, while he is still not out of the woods, according to his doctor. Trump, again, comparing it to the flu. And where did he get that from?
Number one, it's very contagious. And number two, it's not nearly as lethal as the experts told us it was going to be.
This is serious. It's very infectious, but it's probably not going to, almost certainly not going to kill you.
Fair, balanced, and unafraid to be dangerously ignorant. It will probably almost certainly not kill you, except when it certainly does, like it did to the more than 210,000 Americans who have died in nearly 8 months. Severely outpacing the flu. Just look at the past decade. During a bad flu season, which lasts about 7 months, the flu kills about 60,000 Americans. In about the same number of months of coronavirus, we're at almost 4 times that right now. The number of COVID deaths have surpassed the past 5 flu seasons combined, according to the CDC. And according to the president as well, because remember, this is how he described coronavirus privately back in February.
It's also more deadly than your strenuous flus.
He tells the truth in private, but he tells the public the opposite. And Fox backs him up. Its most prominent voices promoting a dying by COVID is okay theme, as they tell millions of their viewers, many of whom are older and more vulnerable to this virus. What the president appears to be calling for here is herd immunity, and his TV buddies are pushing it. Go out, be normal, they say, but in parentheses, the part they don't say. A lot of you will die. And then Senator Kelly Loeffler tweeting out a clip of Trump pinning down the coronavirus at a WWE match. Here's the thing, though. Wrestling is fake, and so is the propaganda that says the coronavirus is no big deal. But the cost is real.